Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? So I'm sure all of y'all saw the press conference from Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia, and the undercard with Jaron Ennis, Rashidi Ellis, Demetrius Andre, all fighting on this Saturday, January 7th. Pretty sure y'all seen that press conference today, the final press conference before the weigh-in and before the actual fight this Saturday. It was a really good press conference, very entertaining. You know, Tank Davis, he had his own antics that he pulled for the main event, you know, grabbing on Hector Luis Garcia, shaking him up a little bit. Garcia, you know, really standing on his own too, and, you know, not really just letting Tank get up there and manhandle him like that. Tank, you know, really just testing his heart, seeing where he is with it, you know, kind of playing some mind games with him. And, you know, also throughout the actual press conference, you saw the heated exchange, which is what I want to talk about in this video, between Jaron Ennis and Rashidi Ellis. Now, keep in mind, Jaron Ennis, as they spoke about this, Jaron Ennis and his team extended an offer or an opportunity to Rashidi Ellis to fight. And this was supposedly after Imantas Stanionis went another direction, the WBA route, to fight Virgil Ortiz to solidify himself. He already has the regular title, but to solidify himself to be next up for the super title in the WBA. So that left Jaron Ennis to look elsewhere. One of the names that came up was the rising young star, undefeated fighter, electrifying, talented guy with hand speed and power, Rashidi Ellis. And Rashidi Ellis admitted that they wasn't really talking about no money at the time. So, and when you think about it, you know, one might be like, well, neither one of y'all are really stars at this time. You know, you should take the fight and just get it on and do what you gonna do no matter what they paying. But if you're really looking from the fighter's perspective, both of them undefeated. Rashidi Ellis, even though you might say Jaron Ennis is better, some might say they think Rashidi is better. But either way, they're both undefeated and young and have a career ahead of them, right? So they want to move smart. So they thinking like, all right, look, I'm an undefeated guy. You ain't finna just throw me no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, pay me, you know what I'm saying? Pay me like I weigh. You feel what I'm saying? And that's a great fighter that y'all want to put me in there with, and I'm willing to fight him, but pay me what I weigh. So, you know, he admitted that he did turn down the fight because of financial reasons, but the energy that I got while they was on stage, you know, immediately Jaron Ennis, when Brian Custer brought it up, I believe that was the brother Brian Custer from the Last Stand podcast speaking, and asking them about, okay, man, what about a potential fight between Jaron Ennis and Rashidi Ellis? And they just so happened to be sitting right next to each other, which was great. And immediately Jaron Ennis was like, let's go. Let's go. I want that right now. See, we were supposed to fight tonight. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to fight on this card. You know what I'm saying? And Jaron Ennis was, you know, energy was upbeat, playful, but serious at the same time. He had that type of energy like, you know, like, man, say, it's whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I want, y'all know what time it is with me. Like, I want to smoke with anybody. You know what I'm saying? We could have been made this fight happen. And Rashidi Ellis, he had more of a defensive approach, more of an aggressive approach. Like, say, you know what type of time it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how I get down. Like, you really not like that for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was, you know what I'm saying, ice grilling Jaron Ennis pointing at him, laughing like, man, look, I got you hot right now. I got you a little bit too emotional. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know you really ain't fucking with me. So I like the back and forth between those guys. Like I said, two young, undefeated fighters, two guys with promising abilities, and, you know, have huge careers ahead of them if they continue to stay focused and stay dedicated to the craft. And this, if they, like Jaron Ennis said, this was supposed to be a fight on this undercard for Tank Davidson and Hector Luis Garcia. However, they're both going to be fighting on this card, just not against each other. So it's a great opportunity for them to both raise their stock and, showcase their skills. I put a post up in the community. This is the definition of a showcase card. Tank Davis, he actually got, I think we all see Tank Davis as the favorite for the main event, but Hector Garcia is a good fighter. So he ain't nobody that you just step on. He ain't nobody that you just dismiss. That's a good fighter. You dig what I'm saying? But we expect him to win that fight. Everybody else, though, it's a pure showcase for Demetrius Andrade, Jaron Ennis, and Rashidi Ellis. This is a showcase. This is, okay, let's put you on the biggest stage under one of the biggest stars in boxes, Tank Davis, under his pay-per-view, and in front of millions. It's going to be stars in the actual arena. It's going to be an abundance of fans, and all eyes is going to be on y'all. You feel what I'm saying? This is a pure showcase of American talent in the sport of boxing, and you got some of the best that's going to be performing on that night. You feel what I'm saying? So this is a huge opportunity. I think this was a great alley-oop for both guys and a great setup for this potential matchup next. You got Rashidi Ellis coming right before Jaron Ennis, and then Jaron Ennis opening up for Gervonta Tank Davis. So, let's see what these guys look like. Let's see what type of message they send. And I think if both guys look phenomenal and they call each other out after, it's going to be up to Rashidi Ellis because he fighting before Jaron. He going to have to call Jaron Ennis out after he get his victory. He got to look spectacular, and he got to make a statement and mention Jaron Ennis' name on the mic after he get his victory. And then Jaron Ennis for sure going to be in the locker room watching. And after his fight, he got to do the same thing. That is a fight that I want to see next. And I think that this is something that they have been trying to build up for this moment. This can be a great opportunity, just like Frank Martin and Michelle Rivera, two undefeated guys that go ahead and get in the ring right now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get it on right now, because this could catapult you to that next level that you're trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? Jaron Ennis, you say you want the Earl Spencers. You say you want the Terrence Crawfords. I'll be honest with you. Jaron Ennis beating an undefeated Rashidi Ellis would be as good as any win that Terrence Crawford has had at welterweight. That'll be as good as any win that Terrence Crawford had at welterweight, when you consider the guys that he fought in the time that he fought them. And I'm not trying to shit on nobody's resume. I'm just trying to give you an example of what this fight could mean for Jaron Ennis and where this could position him in the division. That would automatically position him with the top guys in the division. Terrence Crawford is a champion. He is a top guy in the division, a top guy in the sport. So this win, if Jaron Ennis could beat Rashidi Ellis, that's as good as any win that Terrence Crawford has had in a division. That's as if Rashidi Ellis can beat Jaron Ennis, that's as good a win as anybody in a division, because a lot of people view Jaron Ennis as the most talented fighter in the sport that hasn't quite earned it or proved it yet, but just on film and on paper, just what it looked like. From what we can see, he looks like one of the most gifted fighters in the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So that if Rashidi Ellis can beat Jaron Ennis, that is as good of a win as anybody in a division, based off of people's perception, even myself, of Jaron Boost Ennis. That's how good people think this guy is. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a huge opportunity to catapult these guys to the next level, and I think they should take advantage of that. All that, man, I want the champion right now. Yeah, Jaron Ennis is fighting for the interim title for the IBF, but think about it. Let's say he wins this fight, and in a couple of months they elevate him to the mandatory for Earl Spence. Earl Spence is coming back in April. He gonna fight somebody else. Hopefully it's Terrence Crawford for undisputed, so we can go ahead and get that shit out the way, and then he can go on up to 154. It could be a Keith Thurman to go ahead and get his last little check at 147. And if Terrence Crawford ain't talking about shit, he gonna move up. The man had already been at 147 for too long. You feel what I'm saying? He only here for one reason. So you got to think about it. The chances of Jaron Ennis securing a fight with Errol Spence next, it ain't finna happen. So he might as well go ahead and pursue this Rashidi Ellis fight, and Rashidi Ellis should do the same so they can make that statement just like Frank Martin. Frank Martin, he wanted the Devin Haney's right now. He wanted the Gervonta Tank Davis's right now. He wanted the Shakur Stevens's right now. I can't get those guys. Let me get in there with Michelle Rivera, who undefeated, 24-0, who making noise, who people view as a top guy, an elite guy in the division. Let me whoop on him. And that's going to make a statement. And that's how you do it. So I think this is a golden opportunity for both fighters. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. How did y'all, what did y'all take away from that heated exchange? Do you actually think the fight is going to happen next? And if it does, how you see that shit playing out, man? We might have to go live on this and chop it up, you know, in depth. Sometime this weekend, man. So stay tuned. We definitely got to touch bases on this. But let me know in the comments of this video what y'all think about that matchup, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.